Welcome student. In last lecture we already see about the isotopes and isobars. Now today we are seeing about the isotones. Now isotones are also the atoms of the different elements, but they have different atomic number and different mass number. Then what is the same about them? Only the neutron number is same. Now see that isotones are also the atoms of the different elements having same neutron number but different mass number and different atomic number. Now see the example. This boron and carbon. Boron have atomic mass number 11 and atomic number 5. Carbon have mass number 12 and atomic number 6. But see the neutron number. Now we know the formula to calculate the neutron number. Neutron number n is equal to A minus Z. Now in this case of boron, n is equal to 11 minus 5. That is equal to n is equal to 6. Now there are 6 neutron in the boron atom. And in carbon atom, neutron number is equal to A minus Z. Therefore, neutron number is equal to 12 minus 6 and n is equal to 6. Both have the same neutron number. So, boron and carbon atoms are isotones of each other. Now, come to the drawbacks. We have to see this electromagnetic radiation theory after that. But first, see two drawbacks of the Rutherford atomic model. Rutherford says that the electrons are revolving around the nucleus. The first, that is the severe drawback of the Rutherford, that Rutherford say that the electrons are revolving around the nucleus in the spiral path in this way, and finally it comes into the nucleus and drops here in the nucleus. That means what? The path of the electrons are not circular and there is always attractive force between the negatively charged electron and nucleus. So the electron goes into the nucleus in this spiral path. But that is not true. After that discovery by the Bohr's model, he told that the path of the electrons are, that is a stationary circular path, and electron does not go to nucleus. They only revolve around the nucleus into the circular path. Now this is the first drawback of the Rutherford theory. And second, that is the most severe drawback of the Rutherford theory is that Rutherford do not explain about the distribution of the electrons around the nucleus. That means how many electrons or how the electrons in every orbit are distributed. As we know that in the first shell there are the 2 electrons, in the second shell there are the 8 electrons, in the third shell there are the 18 electrons, but that is given by Bohr's, later the Rutherford. So these two drawbacks are there. Now during the study of atomic model, Bohr's, the Niels Bohr in 1900, he found that to overcome these drawbacks of the Rutherford theory, he studied all the atomic models of different scientists which are already there given, such as Thomson, Rutherford, and during the study he found that the light have dual nature, that is the wave, electromagnetic wave like nature and particle like nature, that are the photons. Now the results, he found that the wave particle duality of the electromagnetic radiations and line emission spectra of hydrogen. From these two results, he tell that the particle, that is the light, have the particle nature and it is also have the electromagnetic wave nature. Now first come to the electromagnetic nature of the light. Now here we are seeing characteristics of electromagnetic radiations. Now this is the suppose this is the wave, electromagnetic wave, and uh, in electromagnetic wave the uppermost part of this electromagnetic wave is called as the crest, and the lower part, deeper part is called as the trough. Now see what is the wavelength here. Now see, wavelength is given by the letter lambda, and it is defined as distance between the two consecutive, that is the crest or trough. Now see this, this is the crest and this is the trough. So consecutive means that is the successive, that is in the vicinity, adjacent we can take. Now this is the crest and this is the trough. So two consecutive crest and troughs are these, and the distance between the two consecutive crest and trough is called as the wavelength, and it is given by the Greek letter lambda. The unit of the wavelength is meter. SI unit of the wavelength is meter. Now this is about the wavelength. Wavelength is the distance between the two consecutive crest or trough, and it is denoted by the Greek letter lambda. Now come to the frequency. Now what is frequency? Frequency is the number of waves that passes through a given point in 1 second. Now frequency is the number of waves that passes through a point in 1 second is called as the frequency. Frequency is denoted by the letter nu. Frequency is denoted by the letter nu, and nu is the Greek letter. In this way, nu is the Greek letter, and the SI unit of the frequency is hertz. SI unit of the frequency is hertz. Now hertz or per second. Hertz or per second. These are the SI unit of the frequency. What is frequency? Frequency is the number of waves that passes through a given point is called as the frequency. Now third one, characteristics of the electromagnetic waves. We are seeing the characteristics of electromagnetic waves. Now first we already see here, that is the wavelength. Second we see here, that is the frequency. Now come to the third. Now first characteristics of electromagnetic wave is the wavelength given in lambda. Now second one is the frequency. Now it is given in nu, and these are the Greek words. Now third one, that is the wave number. Wave number. Now wave number is given as nu bar, and read as nu bar, wave number. Now what is this wave number? The frequency, you know that is the number of waves passing through a given point in 1 second. That is the called as the frequency. Now wave number is nothing but wave number is the number of wavelengths per unit length. These are frequency are number of waves, but wave numbers are number of wavelengths per unit length is called as the wave number, and it is given in the unit. The unit of the wave number is per centimeter or per meter, and it is given in nu bar, and the unit of this is per centimeter or per meter of the wave number. Wave number are nothing but they are the number of wave numbers is nothing but the number of wavelengths per unit length. Number of wavelengths per unit length. So the unit of the wave number is per centimeter or per meter, because they are the number of wavelengths. Wave number is nothing but the number of wavelengths per unit length, and therefore it is given in the unit per centimeter or per meter. And wave number is related to the, that is wavelength, by the relation mu bar is equal to 1 divided by lambda. Mu bar is equal to 1 divided by lambda. This is the relation between the wavelength and the wave number. Now come to the fourth, that is the characteristics of this electromagnetic radiation, that is the amplitude. The fourth number is the amplitude. Now what is this amplitude? It is denoted by capital A. Now amplitude is a wave, the height of the wave. Amplitude of the wave is the height of the wave, and that is called as the crest. The amplitude of the wave is the height of the crest. Now see, this is the amplitude. Now this is the amplitude, and this is nothing but the height of the crest. So height of the crest is called as the amplitude. Now this is the amplitude, height of the crest. Now amplitude of a wave is the height of the crest, and square of this amplitude denotes the intensity of the radiation. Square of amplitude denotes the intensity of the radiation. How that is intense this radiation is given by the square of the amplitude. And then velocity of light, that is frequency and wavelength, is given by the formula. Velocity of light, frequency and wavelength is given by the formula C is equal to mu into lambda. C is equal to mu. What is velocity of light? Velocity of light is 3 into 10 raised to minus 8. 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. Now this frequency of light is nothing but 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. Now we know that the relation between velocity of light, that is the frequency, and wavelength is equal to, that is given as C is equal to mu into lambda. Now this is the relation between the velocity of light, frequency and wavelength. Now there is the problem on that relation. Now what they ask in the problem 4.4. Now visible light has wavelength ranging from 400 now the nanometer, that is violet region of the wavelength, to 750 nanometer, that is the red zone of the 750 nanometer. Express this wavelength in terms of frequency. Now we have to calculate the frequency from this wavelength, and they have given 1 nanometer is equal to 10 raised to minus 9 meter. Now see, this is the relation between the velocity of light, that is frequency, and lambda. Now to calculate frequency, nu is equal to C divided by lambda. Now first calculate the frequency of the violet light. So frequency of violet light is given as velocity of light divided by this wavelength. Now wavelength of violet light is 400 nanometer. So we know the relation 1 nanometer is equal to 10 raised to minus 9 meter. So 400 nanometer is equal to 400 into 10 raised to minus 9 meter. Now after dividing this, we obtain the value 7.50 into 10 raised to 14 hertz. Now second frequency of red light is given as, frequency of red light is equal to velocity of light divided by wavelength, and wavelength of the red light is 715 nanometer. 50 nanometer, so 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second divided by 750 into 10 raised to minus 9 meter. Now this meter get cancelled here, and per second means, that is the hertz. Per second means hertz. So after dividing these two, that is the numbers, we obtain 4.00 into 10 raised to 14 hertz. Now we know that the per second is nothing but the hertz, that is the unit of the frequency. Now come to the particle nature of the light. The particle nature of the light is called as the photon. Now these photons are there is told by the Max Planck into 900 years, and he put forth a quantum theory about that, because the Planck named quantum to the smallest quantity of energy of light which is emitted or absorbed. Now photon are nothing but the smallest quantity of energy of the light which is absorbed or emitted, and the relation between the energy and this radiation is given by the equation. Here I write that equation. Here E, that is the energy of the photon, is directly proportional to the frequency of the light, and therefore it becomes E is equal to h mu. Now this h nu, h is what? H is the proportionality constant, and as this relation is given by Planck, so h is called as the Planck constant. It is called as the Planck constant. H is called, the small h is called as the Planck constant, because the relation between the frequency and radiation of light, that is the energy of light, is in this way. The energy of the photon is directly proportional to the frequency, and so therefore E is equal to h into mu. H is called as the Planck constant, because Max Planck in 1900 give this relation, and he tell that the light have the particle nature, and the particle nature he called as, that is the quantum. So quantum is nothing but the smallest quantity of energy which can be emitted or absorbed by the body. This is about today.